Hello. Welcome to the BlackSheep Academy. We are going to talk about Western and Eastern tradition and how we should mix them. Uh, Again, very deep topic. We'll discuss further, but this is just a gist. All right, so let's go. First of all, we must understand the origin of Western and Eastern tradition. When you're talking about Eastern tradition, right, it comes from this of warmth. Like you have warmer climates. The moment you have warmth, humans as a species grew up in warm climates, right? We grew up in the heart of Africa somewhere, and we just spread all over. So cold wasn't our natural this. And if you observe, warmth is a precursor for life. The more warmth there is, the more life there is, and as you go towards the pole, there is less and less and less life, right? So we come from this of comfort, right? If when you talk about Eastern culture, there is a certain comfort, there is a certain, so what happens is you reach boredom extremely fast, right? So you have rice, you have coconuts on the top, you have the sea, you have endless everything of all resources, and now you're like, what is the meaning of my life? On the other hand, when you're talking about Western culture comes from this of discomfort. It comes from cold. When you're cold, right, first thing you have to think about is survival, right? How do I keep warm? That is all you're thinking about. All you're thinking about is the next winter. You're thinking like an ant, okay? So that from there comes capitalism, right? So when you're thinking about capitalism, you're only thinking about more, and you're thinking not just about one winter. Since you're human, you're smarter than that. You're thinking about the next 50 winters. So that is where capitalism comes from. But you must realize that these two things are like an orchestra, okay? One orchestra is playing one side, the other orchestra is playing the other. You have to become the conductor. You have to conduct both these orchestras in a way that you will understand the world. And it's very important to understand the world. Why is that? You want to live in a material world, fair enough. Be a capitalist, enjoy your life. But at the same time, do not lose sight of the inside. Do not lose sight of your joy. Because what happens is mindlessly running after things will eventually give you some sort of discomfort. It will make you feel unsatisfied. Okay. And on the other hand, Eastern cultures are trying to go in and in without any logic, okay, without any sense of materialism in a material world that they live in. Both of these people are lost. So what you're trying to do is trying to combine the inside and outside and live in a symphony, live like an orchestra, so life becomes easy, your inner life and your outer life. So running after things doesn't make sense, okay, only running after things. Running after the spirituality or your life or existence without making logical sense of it through intellect does not make sense, okay? So you combine these two and you go for a logical spirituality, okay? So here, instead of capitalism versus mysticism, just remove this and have both capitalism and mysticism at the same time, because it's all the same thing. If you see, most religions, most religious texts are telling you that God is in everything. So what's the problem? If you have everything but you also realize that the God is there, okay, that doesn't mean God exists, that doesn't mean anything. But what it does mean is that, scientifically speaking, right, everything is the same thing, right? It was all formed inside the core of a star, and it is all essentially made out of the same thing, and eventually it is just made out of energy. So what exactly is this energy, and is there an energy within me? All these things are to be found out through the intellect, okay, while keeping a completely open mind. So science and spirituality, that's what we are trying to combine here, and that's what these two traditions teach us in different proportions.